Hi everyone, how are you doing? Nice to be back live in English. We're gonna be talking Dharma today with a new inspiring guest. It's Maria Marlowe today that I'll get to chat with about her life's journey when it comes to Dharma. So we're gonna wait for her. Hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties today. Yeah, let me wait for her to join. Yeah, we'll be talking Dharma, that path that is unique to each and every one of us. That's so simple yet not always easy to live by. Let's see, Miss Mary is coming. She'll walk us through her own life journey. And the idea is always to inspire each and every one of you to follow your own path. Hey Maria. There you are. Up. Okay. Accepting your... there you go. I hope the connection will be working fine today. Maria, it's taking a little bit of time to load. All right. Let me cross my finger and hope it works. So, Shruti, sorry, I'm waiting for Maria. Hi, everyone. Let's see. Let's wait for Maria to come back. Hi. Whoever is joining live today, we're going to be talking Dharma with Maria. Thank you for logging in. Okay, let's see. Up. All right. Hey, there you are. Good, how are you?
Good. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
It happens. It's, this is what happens when you go live.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking some time and have a chat with me about Dharma today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let me do a quick introduction about what Dharma is. And then if that's okay with you, we'll use your life story to, illustrate what living our Dharma means. Because it's really, it's for everyone to live. We all have our mission to live, and it's usually what Dharma translate into. And that's actually why I decided to do those live, because the word mission put a lot of pressure on my shoulders for many years. And I like the idea of telling stories to explain that living our Dharma is really living our truth and being authentically who we are. And it's like so easy and so hard at the same time, because we all conditioned, with our families and education and culture and religion and what have you. So it takes some time to encourage also to let go of all these definitions of ourselves, to finally dare to be truly ourselves. And I'm convinced that the more we dare to do so, the happier we are, and the bigger our contribution to the world.
Yeah.
So it's really a win-win situation. So that's for a little background of the topic of the day. Just as a little story, Maria and I met over 10 years ago. Yes, because I'm almost been back from New York over 10 years ago, back when you were organizing this natural beauty event. And at the time I was in between lives, I would say, and thinking of starting this beauty truffle business. And
your truffles were amazing. I remember that. They were so good.
they were good. I guess nowadays you find them everywhere, and they're usually called energy balls.
Yeah.
I always have a thing for you know, skin health and beauty, and I like the idea of like bringing them to the market as like a some food that would do good to your skin.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is how we met way back when. We were both in completely different life, I would say. And so, yeah, here we are over 10 years later, in different countries, you and I. And I'm excited to know more, because it's not like we've been talking on a regular basis. So I'm very excited for that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's crazy how things have changed so much. And I think that when you just, listen to your heart and follow your heart, it takes you to places that you couldn't even imagine otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I think very often, you know, we get so, like, we put ourselves in these boxes and we think, you know, like I would even think, oh, I can only live in New York. I'm only going to live in New York. I love New York. It's the only place I can live. Or, you know, you think that you have to do a certain career because that's what's expected of you. But I think when you like let all of that go and see where life takes you and see where your heart takes you, it's just, life is way more beautiful.
Yeah, and way more exciting and unexpected, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. So this is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. But before we do so, could you please introduce yourself, telling us a little bit about who you are and what you do? And the twist I like to add to those questions is really the matter of the topic is to understand why you do what you do, because this is really what Dharma is about, is the energy, the essence behind everything that you are and that you do.
Yeah. So then I'll take it way back. So basically, I grew up in New York, Italian-American family, and I just thought being sick or having health problems was part of life because everyone around me had something. People were overweight. There's actually a lot of obesity in my family, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, like you name it, like any disease, there's someone in my family has it, you know? And, you know, as I got a bit older into my teenage years, I started to get sick too. And so I had digestive issues all the time. I was sick all of the time, but really what bothered me the most was that I had acne. So from about 16 to 21-ish, I had acne to the point where like I wouldn't want to go out of the house sometimes. And I tried just about everything to clear it up. So I tried the over-the-counter stuff, then I moved on to the prescription stuff. I did antibiotics. I was prescribed birth control. Basically everything short of isotretinoin. I was prescribed isotretinoin, which was Accutane at the time. And I filled the prescription. I read the side effects. And it said one of the side effects was severe depression that could lead to suicide. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I'm already depressed about my skin. I'm not going to take a drug that this is the side effect for. So I ended up not taking it and just really became relegated to the fact that I was cursed with bad genes, right? Everyone in my family had some health issues. So that's why I had health issues, because no one else could explain why I had such bad acne. Fast forward, I ended up meeting a girl in college who introduced me to this concept of food as medicine. And at first I was very skeptical. I was like, yeah, okay, ha ha ha. Like I've been to all these different dermatologists and not one of them ever asked me what I was eating. But I was desperate and willing to try anything. So I was like, fine. I did some more research. I changed my diet. I drastically overhauled my diet. And after 5 years of struggling with acne, my skin cleared up in about 3 months. And I was just like, wow, why doesn't anyone teach us this? And so that is what started my passion and interest in nutrition. And I just wanted to learn anything and everything that I could. I went to study cooking at the Natural Gourmet Institute. Then I studied health coaching, and then I just kept learning more and more and more. Eventually became a nutritionist, and really completely changed my life and my career path to teach other people how to improve their health through their diet, and more specifically how to clear their skin naturally through diet and lifestyle changes. So when I met you, that was like at the very beginning when I had like changed my career paths and had just gotten into this health and nutrition. It was probably like prior to 2012, I want to say. It was probably like 2010-ish or something, 2010, 2011, 2012, maybe, or 20, around the 2012.
I think it was early 2014.
2014. Okay, so I had just around like 2011, 2012, that's when I had first started like getting into all this stuff. And yeah, I've never looked back. Like, my life has been, I guess I could have never dreamed what it would have been, but I just kept following what I felt like was needed. And I felt that there's so many people struggling with skin issues, and for some people, the medications and things work, which is great. But for a lot of people, they don't. And statistically speaking, most people suffer with acne for 5 years. Sometimes, you know, as an adult, you can have acne for decades. So I knew that there needs to be someone there spreading this information and teaching people the impact that their diet and their lifestyle has on skin. So yeah, I just made my mission to do it. And it's taken me to very cool places and doing cool things and cool events and all this. And so, yeah, I can't really imagine doing anything else at this point.
And I love that I can really tell and read from your facial expression in your whole body how excited you are about the whole thing. And this is really what my third question was about, like what lights you up about what you do. And I can tell like you actually on that mission to spread that information that more people should know about. And I love also that you shared about your experience going through this phase of your life with like these skin issues and how impacting it was for your health and for your mental health, really. And how going through struggle and challenges and obstacles in life is usually part of the Dharma, because it's usually by going through these challenges that either we come to realize what light us up, and when we manage to solve that problem, we want to share it with the world, which is what you did. I usually talk about those struggles as a way to realize how much stronger and resilient and resourceful we are. And at least that's how I like to see challenges in life. But I love for you to, for your life journey, to see how it's really what's taken you on a completely different path, and how that win-win situation really worked, how you managed to heal yourself, and then you were on that mission to help other people to heal themselves as well.
Yeah, because if that didn't happen to me, I would not be interested or obsessed with food and nutrition the way that I am. And I think that, you know, what this lesson really taught me was just also how resilient our body is, not just with acne, but really, you know, across the board with any illness and disease. The majority, if not all, chronic illnesses are a result of diet and lifestyle factors, and we have so much more control over our health than we realize. I had grown up with this notion that sickness just happens to you, like it's just a part of life, or it's bad luck, or you catch a germ, you know, never really thinking that, you know, how you're eating, how you're living, are you exercising, are you sleeping, how's your stress level, that all of these things influence your immune system. They influence the health of your organs, you know, they influence your mood, everything. And so, yeah, I think that for a lot of people, like I like to say, it's like making your mess your message, because that it was so powerful for me, because it transformed, like, food and nutrition not only transformed my skin, but like it transformed my whole perspective on the human body and how it all works. And I think that yeah, it's really cool thing when you can take something that was like a down for you and turn it into something that can help other people.
Yeah, Yeah. So this is really like a hope message that we are, I don't know if that's something you say, but something like, you know, if there's anybody listening to us right now that's going through like a tough time, maybe, and it's not always easy to do it when you're right in the middle of the challenge and the tough time. It takes time. But maybe, you know, if that can help you to go through that, and knowing that on the other side of that challenge, there might be something for you to use as a stepping stone for the next chapter of your life, really.
Yeah, and what I'll add to that is that, you know, in the beginning, I was not necessarily 100% laser focused on like doing exactly what I'm doing now. Like, I knew that I wanted to spread this message. I knew that I wanted to spread the message of healthy eating and healthy living. And so it was not as like targeted as it is now and like clear and crisp. It was still a little bit not totally buttoned up, but I still just went in that direction and tried some things, right? Like I tried the natural makeup and beauty event, and I tried, I had started like a chocolate company, and like I tried different things, and like they all helped me get to where I am now.
Yes, thank you so much for saying that, because this is really important, and this is why it's important to really get to the heart of what lights you up, because it can take different shape and forms. And yes, this is so important, because and when you follow your heart and the impulses of what you're like excited about, this is, so I guess at times you're like, ooh, chocolate, I know chocolate can be good for the skin, and to me, you know, nowadays I feel like we're, at least in France, it's very true. And you talked about being in like boxes, but it's very much like when you step into that box, it's almost like you're meant to be in that box for the rest of your life. And I hope, I love that idea of opening up and allowing ourselves to try different things by following that nudge that, you know, is pushing us in one direction. And remember that there's no failure, really. There's really only experiences and learnings, and that, like you said, everything kind of led you to the next step and to where you are today, and probably this is only another step to where you're gonna keep going forward.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of just going with the flow a little bit. Like, of course you need to have goals and direction and know what you want, but also being open to where life takes you a little bit.
Yeah, and that's usually what I love to talk about also in those conversations, is how when you allow yourself to start letting yourself be guided with your heart, your impulses, whatever, however you want to call it, it's almost like there's a dance that starts happening with life, and how that state of flow starts to happen, and synchronicities, and like you meet the right people at the right time, and you know, opportunities come your way that you didn't expect, or so yeah, do you have any of those things to share with us?
Well, you know, I'll kind of talk about not so much career focused but life focused in that sort of vein. You know, the reason that I live in Dubai now is because my husband, who I met randomly in New York, he's from Dubai, and he ended up moving back to Dubai and doing like we ended up doing long distance. But, you know, I was so in love with him, but I could not mentally picture myself living in Dubai. And I was like, there's just no way, like, I'm sorry, like, I think we're going to have to break up, because like, this is not my life plan. My life plan is New York, and that's it. But then I realized like that didn't actually feel good, and that actually felt really bad. And I didn't want to choose a place over a person. And so I said, this doesn't make any logical sense. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do in Dubai. I don't know how it's going to work out, but that just feels right. And I'm just going to take this leap of faith and try it and go and see what happens. And then that's what I did. And I'm so happy. And so, yeah, I think that there, like, I like to use my intuition a lot, and I think that it never steers you in the wrong direction. So it was just like such a great reminder to like not stay, like, again, you can have the dreams, you can have goals, know what you want, but like also know what you prioritize. And like for me, I wanted like a healthy, happy relationship, and I had that. So just because it was not in the country that I thought it would be, you know, I didn't want to give it up, and I just went with the flow and let life take me to where it wanted to take me. And it's better than I could have imagined, you know?
Mm. Oh yes. Oh yes. That's like music to my ears, because I so believe in leap of faith, and I've took many, and every time I did, life responded in like so many unexpected ways, and usually way better than what I could have expected. So it sounds that that's what happened to you as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you have any like particular example of things that happened to you ever since you moved to Dubai that really blew your mind?
Let's see. Well, I think, you know, someone gave me a piece of advice when I moved here, and what she said is, you will bloom wherever you're planted. And so in the beginning, there was a bit of resistance, like a little bit of dragging my feet. But like once I, again, just let that go, I was able to bloom where I was planted. And so just in terms of like making friends here, and you know, meeting contacts, like getting connected with this organic farm here, or you know, places like speaking at different events here, like different fitness and wellness events, or my book is sold at a few local stores here. Like once I was like, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna give it a chance, I'm gonna like, you know, let it like stop holding this grudge that I'm missing out on something in New York. That's when, like, you know, you just meet the people find you, people reach out to you, and things change. I sometimes feel like, even this sounds crazy, but like sometimes if I'm doing a meditation or like actively trying to work on something, like I don't know, giving up some mental resistance to something, like I swear to you, I'll get emails like while I'm in the meditation. So when I finished the meditation, it was like the thing that I was I don't know, had some resistance around, like all of a sudden I'm just like working on it, trying to consciously remove it, and then it's like boom, you know, I don't know, the person emails, or it's just so amazing how when we can just get out of our own way, how things just unfold.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. It is so powerful, but it's so difficult as well, because we're really trained almost to only work with the brain, and we forgot to like take things down more into the body, into the heart, into the intuition, and and to allow ourselves to be guided, especially when we don't know which way to take, and sometimes to let go a little bit of the grip of control that we think we have is usually when the most magical things happen.
100%.
Yeah. So that was a really nice piece of advice. Would you have any advice for people who are listening and who are, you know, either scared or wondering what to do? They're being called to move in one direction, or just wanting to be more true to themselves?
Yeah, I would say, like, listen to the call. If you are having a feeling, or you're having an interest in something, or you're having an idea, like, it's there for a reason. And you want to give it that time and attention. So that doesn't necessarily mean like you need to quit your job or move to another country like overnight, but like lean into it. So like, let's say, for example, you know, maybe it is like yoga. Yoga has really, you know, improved your life, improved your mental health, like whatever, and you're like really into it. Go do a yoga teacher training. Do it on nights and weekends, or, you know, you can still do your job. You don't have to quit your job. Just go do it on the weekends. And just lean into it. And then maybe volunteer to teach a class, or like just try to start taking actions. Like if you can even take just one action a day towards whatever your dream or your goal is, over time, that's going to lead to big results. So I would say, like, learn. Like if there's something that you want to learn more about, go take a class. Like just go do it. And you're never, even if you're like, oh, maybe I want to do yoga, but I'm not sure, go take the training and do it. And then if you decide you don't want to do it, then you move on, and then at least it's out of your system. I think sometimes what happens is we think about doing something, but then we don't do it. And then it just like gets stretched out over time. So the quicker you can do it, then you'll see, okay, do I really want to do this? Yes. Okay, move forward. No. Okay, fine. Then you move on to the next thing. And instead of like dragging things on forever. So that's one thing, you know, in my own life, like I can sometimes just think about things and just like overthink things like just keep going over and over and over. Just do it. If you have the inclination, you have the desire to do it, find the course, find the teacher will appear, and do it. And then you can, like, as you take the action, then you'll know what the next steps are to take. You don't need to know the whole journey right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. And I love the fact that also it means that sometimes you might be called to do yoga to follow up with.
Oh, yeah.
And next thing you know, you're gonna meet someone at that yoga teacher training, and you guys are gonna start a business later on, or you never know. So it's not necessarily you don't know why you want to take that yoga teacher training,
right?
But you feeling called to do so. There's most likely a reason. So you're daring to follow the urge or the impulse without necessarily needing to know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other thing, like, is sometimes I feel like people feel like something that like lights them up, they need to turn it into a business. And you can, but like you don't always have to, you know, like maybe it's something that's just for you. And so like letting go, because I feel like that sometimes like holds people back. So you don't have to have the whole business plan, or you don't have to know exactly how you're going to use it. Just lean into that urge or that inclination to do it, and then you'll figure out what you're supposed to do with it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm trying to do like shorter episodes so that they're easy to digest and to watch for everybody. So I think that's a really good summary of, you know, we went straight to the heart of what Dharma is, and using your life's journey as a beautiful example. Is there anything else you'd like to add, and particularly like what do you do now? Where can we find you? How maybe can we work with you? How can we support you?
Totally. So now I really focus on helping people clear their skin from within. So if you or anyone you know has acne, definitely send them to my website. I have tons of great resources, and I have something called the Clear Skin Plan, which could be really helpful. And I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm everywhere. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on whether it's skin or just following your path, because it is something that I feel really strongly about, is like making your own path and like forging your own way, because, you know, life is really, really short, and you don't want to look back and regret things you didn't do. Like, you're never really going to regret things you did do as much as you're going to regret the things that you didn't do.
Absolutely. So dare to take the leap of faith, short or big. And yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That was short and quick, but it was really deep, and I really hope it inspired whomever listened to us live. And of course, I'll post the replay. Maybe I don't know if I can add you so that you can post it on your, let's see. I don't know how to do that. It's okay. You can always share it as a story. Thank you so much. And, well, enjoy Dubai. I'm very much into, those, Eastern Oriental countries. So maybe sometime I'll get to come and visit.
Definitely. That would be nice.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, and see you soon. Bye.